And welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Dorcas Chia. Our top stories. Tinubu is to speak at UNGA 80. Resident doctors threaten strike over unpaid demands. Nigeria reaffirms commitment to protection education. On the foreign scene, Chinese nationals jailed in South Africa. And now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is set to address the world leaders at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. According to the latest provisional list of speakers, President Tinubu will deliver his speech on September 24th during the afternoon session at about 8:30 p.m. local time and 2:30 p.m. in Nigeria. He is expected to be the 17th world leader to speak on the second day of the high-level general debate, joining nearly 200 leaders including head of states, prime ministers and ministers. Traditionally, Brazil opens the assembly, followed by the host nation, the United States. This year's debate is themed Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development and Human Rights. The 80th session of the UN General Assembly opened on September 9th under the leadership of Annalena Baerbock of Germany, who became only the fifth woman in history to preside over the body. The high-level week runs from September 22nd to 30th and will feature global discussions on peace, climate change, women's rights, artificial intelligence, and the future of multilateralism. If President Tinubu takes the podium as scheduled, it will reaffirm Nigeria's voice at the world's largest diplomatic gathering. Away from that story, Nigerians resident doctors are once again on the brink of a nationwide strike. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has given the federal government a fresh 24-hour ultimatum to meet its demands. The ultimatum follows the expiration of an earlier 10-day deadline on September 10th. After a 6-hour virtual meeting on Wednesday, NAD's National Executive Council resolved to press ahead unless urgent steps are taken. In a statement signed by its leadership, the doctors demanded immediate payment of the 2025 Medical Residency Training Fund, 5 months arrears from the 25 to 35% salary review, and other outstanding allowances. They also want arrears of the 2024 accruement allowance, specialist allowances, and the restoration of recognition for West African postgraduate membership certificate by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. NAD President Dr. Tope Osundara has said over 2,000 resident doctors are still awaiting payment of the residency fund. He warned that if the government fails to act, doctors nationwide will begin an indefinite strike by Friday. Resident doctors form the backbone of Nigeria's public health system, and any strike action could severely disrupt healthcare delivery across the country. Talks are ongoing, but the next 24 hours may determine whether hospitals nationwide face another round of service paralysis. And to the oil sector, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is seeking massive new investment to strengthen the nation's energy future. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it is targeting $60 billion over the next 7 years to expand gas infrastructure and boost oil production. Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL, Bayo Ojulari, announced the investment drive at the Gas Tech Exhibition and Conference in Milan, where he addressed participants from more than 150 countries. Ojulari explained that the funds would scale up Nigeria's natural gas output to 12 billion cubic feet per day and expand refining capacity to meet global demand. He He added that the initiative is also key to advancing industrialization and securing Nigeria's position in the global energy market. According to him, the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021 has already repositioned NNPCL as a limited liability company, giving it direct access to international funding and strategic partnerships. The company is currently producing 1.6 million barrels of crude oil per day with targets of 2 million by 2027 and 3 million by 2030. Major projects under development include the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano pipeline, the West African gas pipeline extension to Morocco and Europe, and expansion of the Nigeria LNG plant, which is now moving from Train 6 to Train 7. Ojulari also highlighted Nigeria's growing role in clean energy, with programs to distribute 2 million LPG cylinders and roll out compressed natural gas for vehicles and industries. He stressed that global shifts such as the Russia-Ukraine war have made regional pipeline projects even more urgent, and that Nigeria is determined to remain a key player in global energy security. With demand for energy rising worldwide, Nigeria is betting on gas to power its economy and cement its standing in the international energy market. Nigeria has joined the global community to mark the International Day to Protect Education from Attack. The Federal Ministry of Education hosted a national dialogue in Abuja, reaffirming government's commitment to safe and secure schools. The event themed challenging narratives and reshaping activities brought together key stakeholders to chart new strategies for protecting learning spaces. Delivering the keynote address, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Abel Olumuyiwa Eniton, represented by Dr. Yusuf Said, described the day as more than symbolic. He said it was a call to action, stressing that schools must be sanctuaries of peace, not places where fear undermines learning. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, education has been placed at the core of national development, with safety embedded in infrastructure, emergency response, and community engagement. The director of the Safe Schools Unit, Alhaji Abdullahi Hussein, said protecting education requires fresh thinking and concrete steps, not just rhetoric. Development partners including UNICEF, Plan National, Save the Children, and the UK government pledged continued support. UNICEF's Vanessa Lee expressed that safe schools are places where children learn smiling, and highlighted the role of teachers as the first line of protection. Panel discussion, interactive sessions, and a final communique outlined a roadmap for enhancing school safety across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. The commemoration underscores Nigeria's determination to protect education from attack and ensure a safe future for its children. The Enugu State Police Command says it has arrested 2 suspects and recovered 4 locally made firearms during raids across the state. Command spokesperson SP Daniel Ndukwe said the operations were carried out between September 3rd and 6th. On September 6th, operatives of the Anti-Cultism Tactical Squad, working with neighborhood watch members, raided a criminal hideout in Udi local government area. The suspects fled, abandoning a bag containing 2 pistols separately. A 26-year-old man, Peter Kalu, was arrested during a night patrol in Abakpa for public disturbance. Police recovered a fabricated pistol from him. In another operation, officers rescued 23-year-old Ugu Collins from a mob in Umuabo. He was found with a double-barreled pistol and confessed to being a member of the Black Axe confraternity. The Commissioner of Police, Mamand Giwa, reassured residents of continued crackdowns on cultism and armed crime, urging citizens to remain vigilant and provide timely information to security agencies. The suspects are expected to be arraigned once investigations are complete. We take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Stay with us.
Attention, housing and construction brands. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Housing TV Africa, channel 149 on StarTimes, is your ultimate platform to shine. Whether you're a housing developer offering affordable homes, a building materials company, a mortgage bank supporting families, or a furniture, lighting, or interiors brand bringing style into every home, we've got you covered. Our crew comes live to your site, your showroom, or your project location, capturing your products, services, and your story in action. Real coverage, real people, real impact. And now, the exciting part, all of this is available at very affordable advertising rates. Yes, with Housing TV Africa, you can promote your brand without breaking the bank, while reaching millions of home buyers, decision makers, and investors. Don't stay hidden. Be seen, be trusted, be celebrated. Housing TV Africa, your #1 housing and construction network, on channel 149 on StarTimes. Call us today on 0916 500 0000 and let's build your business in the spotlight. Housing TV Africa, affordable rates, on-site reports, maximum impact.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa.
Welcome back. Glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Now to the build sector. In Benue, a major housing project has taken off. The state government has flagged off the construction of more than 1,000 housing units in Makurdi, aimed at reducing the housing deficit and making accommodation more affordable. The project, known as Eco City Estate, will deliver 1,080 homes when completed. At the groundbreaking, Governor Hyacinth Alia, represented by his deputy Sam Ode, said the estate reflects his administration's vision to modernize Benue and create new investment opportunities. He highlighted ongoing road projects, including the dualization of Burkun Roundabout, designed to improve access to the estate. The governor urged citizens and investors to take advantage of the scheme, which he described as a smart, modern housing solution. Group Managing Director of the Benue Investment and Property Company, Dr. Raymond Asimahaka, said the development will roll out in phases, beginning with 32 units, followed by 48, before scaling up to 1,000 more homes across 30 hectares of land. The first batch of houses is expected within 6 months, while full delivery is scheduled for completion in 2 years. The Eco City Estate is sited on the grounds of the former Benue Brewery quarters in Makurdi and is projected to transform the state's housing landscape. The Lagos state government has ruled out compensation for residents displaced by recent demolitions of illegal properties along the Iyana, Oworo, and Lekki coastlines. Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Oluyinka Olumide, made the announcement during a media briefing in Alausa. He said the state has no plans to compensate owners of demolished structures, though the governor retains prerogative powers on the matter. The demolitions led by the State Building Control Agency followed warnings about illegal dredging and unapproved constructions threatening Lagos' coastal ecosystem. Protests erupted earlier this week as displaced residents blocked parts of the Third Mainland Bridge demanding compensation. Meanwhile, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is set to unveil a new agency to recover and transform more than 3,000 hectares of unused informal spaces into facilities such as parking lots, gardens, and shopping malls, in partnership with the private sector. The government has also extended its amnesty program for owners of unapproved buildings until December 31st, giving more residents time to regularize their properties without penalties. Officials say the crackdown and reforms are part of efforts to make Lagos State safer, more sustainable, and better organized. In sports, in Venezuela, head coach Fernando Batista has been sacked just a day after the country's World Cup qualifications hopes collapsed. The Argentine and his entire backroom staff were dismissed following a humiliating 6-3 home defeat to Colombia that ended Venezuela's dream of reaching the World Cup for the first time. President Nicolas Maduro personally called for a restructuring of the national team's technical crew, saying the Vinitino must adopt a new strategy and work ethic. The expanded 2026 World Cup format has raised Venezuela's hopes of breaking their qualification drought, but Bolívar's surprise victory over Brazil denied him a playoff spot. Meanwhile, Peru also parted ways with coach Oscar Ibanez after finishing with only 2 wins and 6 goals in 18 matches. The sackings underscored the mounting pressure on South America's struggling football teams to deliver ahead of the 2026 tournament. On the foreign scene, 7 Chinese nationals have each been sentenced to 20 years in prison for human trafficking and kidnapping. A Johannesburg court found the 4 men and 3 women guilty of smuggling Malawians into the country and subjecting them to forced labor. Their sentencing comes nearly 6 years after police raided a factory where 91 Malawians, including 37 children, were discovered working in inhumane conditions. Authorities say the conviction highlights ongoing concerns over human trafficking in South Africa, which is considered a source, transit, and destination country for victims of the crime. The case is one of the toughest trafficking sentences handed down in recent years in South Africa. And that's the much we can take on Housing TV news at the top of the hour. But before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. Tinubu is to speak at the 80th United Nations General Assembly. A resident doctor threatens strike over unpaid demands. Nigeria reaffirms commitment to protect education. On the foreign scene, Chinese nationals jailed in South Africa. For more news in the housing sector, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms. And you can download the Housing TV app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected. Thanks for watching. I am Dorcas Chia.